Can't wait.
Y'all can see me, son?
Oh, yes. Yes.
Let me clean my screen for a second. Excuse me, Mark.
So I go to the sideline. I tell Rob Chazinski, I said, Rob, he's drunk.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean, Chris McAllister was drunk for 2 of the games. Of course, you was going over the top.
We got to throw a go route. He said, you sure? I said, I know what Hennessy smells like.
Are you surprised that is still a thing as it was years ago? Can't wait. And we are really excited to talk to this guy. Detroit native, Southeastern High School, 11 years in the NFL. The great Bart Scott is with us. How you doing, Bart?
Y'all can see me, son?
Oh, yes. Yes.
We got you, brother.
I didn't even know we were live, bro. I thought I was just tapping in. Let me clean my screen for a second. Excuse me, Mark.
We got you, man. We got you loud and clear. Bart, I was listening to you on the way coming in this morning, actually. How is the ESPN radio gig going? Bart and Hahn, 12 to 2 on ESPN radio.
It's a Kuda Matata, man. You know, we're finally able to kind of get some synergy together. Last year, Alan was filling in a lot for the morning show because of Zubin being ill. So now us finally getting back. Oh, man, I see Braylon got the juice and berries. Got a little high talk.
Hey, man, you know what I watch you on ESPN all the time, man? You got the juice and berries going. I say, you know what? That don't look half bad. Let me go ahead and bite my boy's style. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with biting somebody's style if it works, brother.
And it's all good, man. See what I'm saying? You like the, what do you call it? You got this metaverse stuff. What's this? What's this? The metaverse or something going on? It's like you the Ed Lover version, like you the handsome version of Ed Lover. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, MTV Raps.
You know what? I'll take that. I appreciate that. People used to tell me that when I played in New York because he used to do that Monday Bowl thing at Bowlmore, and they used to always say when I would go, Ed, I'm like, nah, I'm the brother catching touchdowns. I'm the brother catching touchdowns. What's up, man?
You the man? Kuda Matata, man. Listen, this is a nice setup, man. Because this is presented by Planet Fitness, do I get a free membership?
Hey, we got you covered, brother.
He'll take you at the black card.
Your fitness is essential, man. We got you covered.
You know what I love about Planet Fitness is the fact that they got Bagel Day. I can rock with a place that you get Bagel Day. You know what I'm saying? When you're trying to lose weight at the same time, it's an oxymoron. But you know what I'm saying? It's all good.
Everybody got a cheat day, man. You got to put it in as a cheat day.
Hey, Bart, no better bagel than in New York, though. I mean, you can't really compete with that.
But I'm impartial to Detroit, man. You know what I'm saying? Just give me corned beef. Give me
there
some
you go.
corned beef.
Lou's Deli,
like
6 Mile, Wyoming.
Out here, it's Wacky D out here, man.
I don't say that too loud. You know, Maz is from that area. He about to lose it over there. Bart, you're a guy that played for Baltimore Ravens. Love that franchise. You also played for the Jets. Love that franchise as well. Me, I only focus on the New York Jets. So with the New York Jets, Zach Wilson, is he the guy, and is Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson the guys that he needs to move that needle and actually have a better sophomore season than he did his rookie year?
Well, I think, listen, you were here with Mark Sanchez, right? You came, you left. Santonio came, left. They didn't do a good enough job. We wasted some draft picks on guys like Quentin Coples, and I'm not going to name some of my teammates that I felt like
I was there for Quentin.
Expectations. Right, but, they didn't continue to build around Mark Sanchez. I think the organization's learned their lesson, and they're building around Zach Wilson. The first thing they did was go out and get Mekhi Becton to protect him, right? Then they went out in free agency this year. They got Vera Tucker last year. This year they went out and got Langston Thompson from San Francisco. So now they fortified the front, and then they're protecting him with Breece Hall. Last year, Michael Carter, who played very well, Elijah Moore. So they're continuing to add weapons around, right? People always say, I always tell people, if you want a better defense, get a better offense. It's not always about getting defensive players to improve the defense. Playing with the lead is something that is a tool and a strategy. And I think, what they've been able to do this offseason, and they got to put it all together. But, Joe Douglas coming from Baltimore, learning from Ozzie Newsome, making sure that he had the draft capital, trading Sam Darnold last year for a second-round draft pick, trading Jamal Adams. That's why they've been able to improve this football team. So now they've been able to improve the football team, but also they've been able to be cheap because now they still have great salary cap flexibility, and that they'll be able to get that secondary free agent market that we all know about once some of these guys get released because they're cap counters. We've already seen it happen with Bradbury. There's going to be some more veterans that's going to get released once they feel like these young guys can take the next step.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about the tough AFC.
High School.
The tough AFC. I've never seen the AFC like it is now, and I'm pretty old. Okay, it's never been like this. Who are your 7 AFC playoff teams? Who are you going to eliminate?
We've been over here trying to figure it out.
I don't even know who. I don't know who to eliminate.
But you trying to place a bet, man? You trying to go to?
Come on, man.
He trying to go to my bookie. He trying to go to my bookie and get.
I might be.
Well, I'll tell you what, and you never know, right? Because health is something that's always paramount. Some of these teams in the AFC are built, but they're razor thin. They don't have a lot of depth. And one thing we know that is certain that, injuries are 100% when you get to the league. It's all about, who can stay healthy and who, when they lose one of their stars, has the depth behind them to be able to, weather the storm, so to speak. So when you go to the AFC West, everybody's excited about the AFC West. They have 4 quality quarterbacks. Everybody went out and got them 2 great pass rushers. Kansas City was lacking, but they went out and drafted a kid from Purdue. He's heavy-handed. He can set the edge, and he can give Frank Clark's, a little assistance. Yeah. So when you look over there, I think, but they're going to feed off of each other, right? So we know that, we think that all 4 will go, but probably not because they're going to lose a couple. Yeah, they're going to lose a couple of tough games outside of their conference. So you're looking at teams like maybe the Chargers, I think are the best team within that division. Let's see if Russ can cook there in Denver and with the weapons that he has. But I think you only get 2 from there, right? And it's going to be tough because in Cleveland, Braylon's old stomping grounds, they got a top 3 quarterback in this league. Deshaun Watson, last time we saw him healthy, he threw for 4,800 yards with a bad roster. Yeah. Now you give him arguably the best roster in football with a lot of depth at every position, and what can he do there? But we don't know if he's going to be suspended or not. So will they be able to win enough games with Jacoby Brissett before the cavalry, the savior, can come? Baltimore is Baltimore. They're always going to be right there. And Cincinnati was in the Super Bowl, and they fortified the offensive line for them. So you want to think that maybe 2 teams are coming out of the AFC North as well. Yeah. And then you look at the AFC East, right? You look at – I'm not a big mac and cheese fan like everybody thinks that he's Tom Brady. I think that's disrespectful to Tom Brady, right? But when you look at, Miami and what they've done, we're going to see – it's funny, the other day it was the film of Tua throwing a deep ball to Tua. I'm like, yeah, that's an interception. That's underthrown. Whoever put that on.
I know.
It was terrible.
We talked about that.
That was highlight. But, we're going to see if he's about it. Brian Flores was fired because I believe he didn't believe in Tua Tagovailoa, and he was trying to, get him replaced in the sweepstakes for Deshaun Watson for a long time. So you look there, 2 teams from the AFC East. Tennessee's going to be right there. I mean, let's see if Tannehill can step up with Malik Willis, breathing down his neck, getting Wally Pipp. I mean, ironically enough, he went there and took Mariota's spot. And now, somebody's right behind him breathing down his neck, because if you throwing interceptions, to Eli Apple, you don't deserve to be in the league, let alone be a starting quarterback.
I can stop you there and tell you that he won't. Ryan Tannehill will be a backup quarterback within 8 games of the season.
Bart, I want to ask you about Braylon. Teammates with him in New York. So
yeah, man.
This poor soul has to play with the Cleveland Browns, and then he gets traded to the Jets.
Had to play against this dude twice a year.
So excited to play for the Jets. He's out there on Monday and Wednesday and Thursday diving for balls in practice. What is that like as a defensive player when you see some madman out there diving for balls at a Wednesday practice?
No, let me tell you something. It was like the escape from Alcatraz, man. He came from Cleveland. Like, he was so happy that he was at a place that seemed like it was a well-run organization, man. But I tell you what, Braylon, I know Braylon for a long time, you know what I'm saying? I used to watch him and Spice Adams wrestle, right? And everybody looking at him. People don't realize Braylon cocked like a pistol, man. Probably pound for pound, one of the strongest men in the NFL, you know what I'm saying? It's like one of those things. Run up on him because you see a little freaky shirt, you will realize that you ran into a grown-ass man. You know what I mean? So everybody out there, that's a public service announcement. Don't let them put them paws on you. But also, Braylon was willing to do the dirty work, right? So as a defender, the fact that he was willing to go out there, block, put his body on the line, and he took pride in that, understand that he's only going to get a couple limited balls through all ground and pound. As a teammate, you can only respect that because he was doing what was best for the team and not what's best for his career, Pro Bowls and all those things that don't mean anything. And we almost got the job done. If we would have got it done, we would never had to work again in our lives.
Brian Schottenheimer. That's all I got to say.
Hey, Bart, I want to ask,
Here's him at his finest.
Was it better to be?
He's still getting jobs.
Was it better to be teammates with Braylon for the Jets, or better to play against him, Ravens, Browns, and just talk all that trash to him?
I mean, it was fun. It was fun, man. Because listen, Braylon was out on the outside. Him and Chris McAllister, some of the funny things. You know what I mean? He's going out there. The fun stories they used to have out there, man. As far as just that rivalry. And listen, the 1 year that Cleveland kind of like changed the narrative, man, with Derek Anderson, who was a former Raven, and going out there winning 10 games. And it was a shame that they didn't get to the playoffs.
Yeah, we beat y'all twice that year.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean, Chris McAllister was drunk for 2 of the games. Of course, you was going over the top.
That's true. He was. To this day, like when I tell that story, obviously you already threw it out there, so I'll finalize it. Like, people don't believe I'm telling the truth when I say this. So we line up against Chris McAllister, and that was his teammate. He knows how Chris is. Chris would go out, like the Saturday night. He would go out, hang out, and get after it. And everybody knew that. But typically, he would still come and play, and he would be good. Chris was a freak of nature. I like that. He could turn it off and on. But this one particular time, I don't know what was going on in his life, but he went hard in the paint. And I literally, first snap of the game, I line up. Chris is over me, and they playing press man. I'm like, oh, man, come on. I know what Hennessy smell like. So I go to the sideline. I tell Rob Chazinski, I said, Rob.
Chud.
I said, Chud. I said, he's drunk. He's drunk. We got to throw a go route. He said, you sure? I said, I know what Hennessy smells like. Ask Bart. Very next play, 80-yard touchdown.
Wow.
Man,
that's damn goalpost.
That is sweet, man. That's how I get you in the Pro Bowl. Hey, Bart, as a Jersey guy living in Detroit, now you're a Detroit guy living in Jersey or New York or wherever you're hanging.
We call it trading places.
That's it, trading places. But we all did well together. What's your pizza? Detroit pizza, New York pizza.
Well, me, can we even call like the pie with the sauce on top pizza? That's like eating a cake, man.
I agree.
That's Detroit.
That's a whole different thing, man. Like, you only get one slice is like 2 pounds. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I have to go with home team,
Absolutely.
baby. I gotta go with the 3 1/3 special.
Yes, sir.
Oh my God! All right. Now settle this debate. Settle this debate between me and Braylon. You ready for this? He loves Aaron Donald. He thinks Aaron Donald is the man. I say nobody is the man except Lawrence Taylor. I'm talking best defensive player of all time. What's your pick?
I think you're showing your age again, right? Because I think he was your hero. It's like almost like seeing your dad get beat up or something if you say that Aaron Donald was up there with him. But when you look at the accolades and the fact that Aaron Donald was always available because he didn't do the off the field things, that LT does. Now LT changed the game, right? Left tackles got paid because that became a premium position because of what he was able to do off the edge. But Aaron Donald just closed out a Super Bowl. Right, yeah. And he has an opportunity to win another Super Bowl, which I think will put him in the conversation as one of the greatest defensive players of all time. And also, he's going to have the resume and the money to back it up because he's going to be the highest paid player twice.
Hey, Bart, and we're talking to Bart Scott.
LT won 2 Super Bowls, just for the hell.
Aaron's got one
look at this guy. Talking to Bart Scott, Detroit native, Southeastern High, pride of Southeastern High, 11 years in the NFL, Ravens and Jets. Bart, I got to ask you this, though, and I'm sure you've been asked about it a million and 2 times. Can't wait. I mean, did you – I know the answer is no, but at the time – and even in the weeks after that, in the years after that, are you surprised that is still a thing as it was years ago? Can't wait.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things, right? Like Icky Woods had the Icky shuffle, right? And the can't wait just was one of those moments that social media was really starting to emerge that I think people could feel it, right? It was one of those things that wasn't a rehearsed thing. It was raw emotion. It was me, being angry like I'm often am, especially when I play football. And, it was one of those things where it was a defining moment, not just for me, but it was a defining moment for our team, being that we had just got our ass kicked 45-3 by them a couple of years ago and having to listen to all this rhetoric about
weeks ago
Brady and Bill Belichick. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I agree, man. It was one of those things. And if you watch everybody at the end of that game, man, you see Bart does the interview with Sal Paolantonio, and he says, can't wait. You know, Bart's a big wrestling guy, so am I. So that definitely came from his years of watching wrestling in the 80s. But then you see Santonio and I doing backflips, like on the field. Like you see us hitting, exactly, you see us hitting moonsaults, and you just see the energy. You see Jericho Cotchery. Jericho Cotchery, one of the quietest, humblest people you will ever meet in your life. Jericho was out there flying around and doing the flight boys and all that. We were excited because we beat them at the beginning of the season. Then they whooped our ass on Monday Night Football, and then all of a sudden it was like we didn't have a chance. We're not that good of a football team. We were like, whoa. Like, have y'all seen our records? Do y'all realize we both were 9-2 when we played them? So I just think we all had that pent up aggression, and Bart summed it up the best.
Yeah, I just let out the frustration collectively of the squad. And, like, the fact that people still sharing it is a good thing and a bad thing. I'm hoping that the Jets can kind of get some new memories. They haven't won a playoff game since then. You know what I mean? I'm hoping that this is the year and the beginning of the turnaround. Because, remember, Robert Saleh is from Dearborn, right? So, like, we got a lot of Detroit blood around here trying to get this
Sauce
thing
Gardner.
around. Hopefully we get it done. Yeah, the sauce. I got the sauce.
Drip.
The dude got real sauce in that thing, too, man. Like,
He does.
It's like one of the most creative, dumb things I've ever seen in my life. But, you know, it's good to be young and rich, right?
Hey, Bart, I want to ask you, too. The rookies are in camp at most places around the NFL, rookie camp. You were an undrafted guy in 2002 for the Baltimore Ravens. What would your message be to these rookies who are going to camp now? Many of them late-round picks, undrafted players getting in with a camp. Just looking at your brilliant 11-year career, what would your message be to those guys as they embark on their NFL dreams?
Well, that greatness comes in every shape and size, and it's not where you come, and it's not the first contract that defines you. It's the second one. You know, the second contract means that you're validated, that you deserve to stay in the league. The first one, anybody can fool teams. We see a lot of guys come in, Jamarcus Russell, Vince Young, guys come in, think they're going to turn the league on their heads. They have a great resume, and then there's a lot more players in the league like me that lasted, right? James Harrison as well, Wes Walker. There's a lot of guys that have tremendous careers. Don't cut yourself, right? And believe in yourself and go out there and compete. Because at the end of the day, you know what I mean, consistent effort beats tired talent all the day.
Hey, Bart, last thing for me as the elder statesman here. I just wanted to ask you about the Lions. But they're not a national topic. They're going to be on Hard Knocks, though. But they don't have a primetime game this year. They do play on Thanksgiving because that's our game at 12:30. What do you think of Dan Campbell and this Lions team? How many games can they win?
I think we all can agree that even though the result, they didn't get the result that they wanted, that they're building it in the processes the right way, right? When you bust your ass, you work hard, and you compete, it doesn't guarantee victory, right? Yeah. But this is a team that competes, and we all laugh at his opening interview about getting knocked down and getting back up and biting kneecaps, Achilles tendons, and hamstrings and all that stuff. But his team represented him, right? Attitude reflect leadership, and his leadership reflects that they're not going to be an easy out. That you can't just go out there and lay your jock straps. And now that the foundation is built about what a Lion is a guy that's going to compete, a guy that's, if he gets knocked down, is going to get back up. Now the team is getting talent. So now you add talent to that effort and hold everybody accountable to live up to that. Then that's when the improvement comes. Listen, A-Ryan's on his way out, right? And guess what? Jordan Love ain't going to get it, right? So I always laugh when people have great quarterbacks and then they lose them and then they realize what it's like to come back to the pack and understand that the pack's been waiting for you to come back. And that's what Green Bay is going to be. Kirk Cousins, I mean, we don't know what Justin Fields is. Just think next year, if you guys are able to use those two first-round draft picks and get a Bryce Young, a transcendent generational talent, it can be you guys that dominate the division for the next 15 years because they've already got young players that are hungry. It's not the kiss of death like it used to be when you drafted Matthew Stafford or Ndamukong Suh and Megatron, where when you draft somebody, it cripples you, from being able to go out and spend money because you have to pay those guys top of the market, right? When Sam Bradford came in, he was instantly the highest paid quarterback in the league. Now that's not the kiss of death because of the new CBA. So now you're going to still have some salary cap space to go out and attract free agents. And I think people are starting to realize that, hey, something's different in Detroit.
There you go.
The great Bart Scott, we are so happy for your success, man. You rock, and we can't thank you enough for the time here on Woodward Sports Network. Bart, the next time you are in Detroit, the pizza, the wings are on us. 100%. We'd love to have you in studio 100%. Someday, man.
Listen, that's a promise, man. You know, I always come do some hood rat stuff for Braylon.
Hey, for sure. Hey, speaking of that, man, you gotta give me some of that artwork behind you, man. I've been staring at it the whole time. Smooth as ever.
People think I got an afro. They still got that Anita Baker IHOP. Worst IHOP I've ever been in two of my life, man. How you gonna have cold pancakes?
You can't.
Can't do it.
Can't wait.
Can't do it.
I can't wait. He wants cold pancakes.
He is just one of the best, man. You want to talk about personality? That guy gets
He's got it. He's got it in spades. And the thing about him, we talked about this off air. I was talking to Leach in the back. It just comes natural to him.
Yep.
Like, it's just, I mean, don't get me wrong. I think I'm funny, blah, blah, blah. But, like, Bart can just go on and on and on. And he turns it into a quote, and he turns it into a movie, and he takes you in a parody. And he comes right back at him and talks about Sam Bradford back in the day. It could have crippled you drafting guys that high. Like, he just knows his stuff, and he's funny as all hell, man.
How about him talking about the Lions, about going out and getting a transcendental, very good quarterback next year, maybe Bryce Young. Who knows what'll fall their way. And he says Aaron is on his way out. The Vikings are the Vikings. Who knows about Fields and the Bears? He's with you, right?
7-win football team.
He's with you. He just got finished off the air. And you know how fatigued we are when you get off the air? And he just rolled with us for 20 minutes. So I thank him. And thank you, Bray, for hooking us up.
Thanks, Bray.
It's all good. No, it's love, man. I mean, he wanted to do it. He's a Detroit guy as well, so appreciate him a lot. I just caught on with some of the last thing he said, and it stood out to me. He talked about, it was it's a gift and a curse, talking about the can't wait thing. Obviously, everybody talks about it. I mean, it's even in his Twitter handle. It's in his IG handle. Bart Scott can't wait. It's a part of some of his segments on the show. Like, it's very big for him. But then he also said, it talks about that was the last time the New York Jets were good. That was the last time New York Jets were relevant, that they were good. And he wanted them to have some success so that they could stop playing that and they could play something new. I felt the same exact way with Michigan. Like, everybody always come up to me. Everybody talks about the success. All they talked about was the Michigan State game because Michigan hadn't had any success in the last 20 years or so. So it was the Michigan State game. It was that year. It was the Big Ten. And they're always resulting back to that 2004 season because it was the last time. You know what? I loved it. I appreciate that. But I got tired of it. I'm a Michigan guy. I wanted Michigan to win. So now that they had the moment in the snow, that's the new moment. I'm excited when they beat Ohio State. You like it in the beginning, but then when your team sucks behind it, you're like, all right, I get it. Can't wait. All right, I get it. 3 overtimes. Blah. Thank you. Yeah, it was a Michigan State game. But you want your team to have some success. And now that you're seeing that with Michigan, I don't have to worry about that Michigan State game anymore.
Yeah, it's funny because I think about that too, Braylon, with the blessing and the curse, and I'm glad he said it like that because here's this guy who was undrafted, had a brilliant 11-year career in the NFL, and got paid, and he's known for can't wait.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it is a blessing and a curse because you never know which direction life is going to take you. Because do you know the amount of doors that opened because he said those 2 words, can't wait? Potentially.
He's on TV now.
Again, you have to do the work, right? I mean, you have to do the work.
Look at your guy, Pat McAfee.
But you cannot tell me that a door to ESPN did not open up based on those 2 words. Because, A, it shows people who you are. You got a hell of a lot of personality, right? But because of those 2 words, potentially could be a major reason for his job now. So blessing and a curse, I totally understand that.
Yeah, he definitely was. His personality was like electric, and people knew that he definitely could speak. He could break the game down. So he was destined to be on TV. He was destined to be on radio. That was going to happen. But it happened a lot faster. It happened a lot better, and it happened a lot bigger in your face, national TV, because of the can't wait.
And New York. Right, I mean, you could have said it here. You could have said it playing for the Cleveland Browns, and it don't ring as.
If you can do it here, you can do it in.
And they won.
Yep,
they won the game. He says can't wait for. So
against the number 1 seed,
that
New
helps.
England Patriots and Tom Brady at Gillette Stadium.
That helps.